You know that feeling when you're in a movie theater, the lights go down, the sound swells, and the wall just totally vanishes into the story?
Oh, the best feeling.
Right. But if you're building a home theater, you probably just assume, well, it's the projector doing all the heavy lifting there.
Yeah, we always tend to give all the credit to the lens throwing the light, but we completely ignore the surface that actually has to catch it. I mean, engineering a truly flat, flawless optical surface is honestly just as complex as building the projector itself.
Which brings us to today's deep dive. We are looking past the super dry technical specs of a very specific piece of AV equipment we found on an HDTV Supply product listing.
Right, the Draper screen.
Exactly. It's the Draper 254200 SC profile plus fixed frame screen. And the mission for you today is figuring out what exactly makes a $2,338 premium projector screen so unique. I mean, when you really dig into these spec sheets, you realize how much insane engineering goes into something we usually just stare right past.
Oh, absolutely. It's a totally different world once you start looking closely.
Right.
You realize that a premium screen isn't just a blank canvas. It's actually a highly calibrated optical instrument.
Okay, let's unpack this. Just looking at the physical footprint of this thing, the logistics are wild. We are talking about a massive 92-inch diagonal display with a standard 16.9 aspect ratio, but it's ultra slim. Like, the whole profile is less than 2 inches deep.
Yep, less than 2 inches is incredibly thin for something of that scale.
Right, and you can get it with a zero edge or this tiny 5/8-inch bezel, which basically means the picture goes right to the very edge of the frame, sort of just hovering on your wall like a giant portal.
And to keep a 92-inch piece of fabric perfectly flat so it actually looks like a hovering portal, they use these extruded aluminum baffles. They basically act as a rigid metal skeleton to keep the screen perfectly tensioned.
Because otherwise it sags.
Exactly. If you don't have that extreme tension, you get this weird funhouse mirror warping effect the second the light hits it. Plus, the frame features what they call a mullion-less design.
A mullion being that vertical bar you usually see between window panes.
Spot on, yeah. By eliminating that bar entirely, you get zero separation if you decide to place multiple screens side by side. It creates this crazy optical illusion of one continuous infinite surface.
But getting an infinite surface into your actual house is a very real physical problem. I mean, imagine trying to squeeze a fully built 92-inch rigid frame down your basement stairs.
Oh, or into a tiny apartment elevator. Literally impossible.
Right, that's why it ships completely unassembled. You put it together using the sliding hook and loop system. It's basically high-stakes IKEA furniture.
High stakes is right. They engineer the logistics of moving it just as carefully as the frame itself. But you have to remember, the frame is really just the delivery mechanism for the projection surface.
Oh yeah, and the actual fabric here is listed as the ClearSound NanoPerf XT1000V.
Quite the mouthful.
Yeah, seriously. I'm guessing perf means perforated. Are we basically talking about a giant high-tech screen door? So what does this all mean?
A screen door is actually a great way to picture it. And what's fascinating here is it brings us to this concept of acoustical transparency. Think about a commercial movie theater.
Okay, like a standard multiplex.
Yeah, exactly. The dialogue doesn't come from below the screen or off to the sides. It comes directly from the actors' mouths. That's because the speakers are mounted directly behind the screen. Those microscopic perforations, the nanoperf, they let the sound waves pass right through the fabric.
Wait, so you get the audio without muffling it, but the visual texture remains tight enough that the projected image isn't distorted.
You nailed it. You're basically buying the exact acoustic mirroring of a commercial theater for your own living room. It's wild.
Which really explains why HDTV Supply has such strict logistical rules for this. The listing notes it comes with a 5-year Draper warranty, free USA shipping, and lifetime tech support. But it is a strict special order.
Very strict. You aren't just buying a product off a shelf here. You are essentially commissioning a custom piece of architecture.
Yeah, the page explicitly states it is non-cancelable, non-returnable, and non-refundable. If you're spending over $2,000, you better be certain this fits your room perfectly.
You really have to do your homework. Measure twice, order once.
Well, speaking of doing homework, here's where it gets really interesting. I was scrutinizing this spec sheet, and it explicitly lists supported resolution, 1080p.
Oh, yep.
Wait a minute. For a buyer dropping $2,300 today, isn't that a massive limitation? Why would I buy a non-refundable premium screen that seemingly can't handle modern 4K projectors?
That is the ultimate catch, honestly. And it highlights the physical limitations of those perforations we just talked about. When you punch tiny holes in a screen for sound,
Yeah.
you are literally removing surface area that could be catching light.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Right, so with 4K or 8K projection, the pixels are so incredibly small that they might actually align perfectly with those microscopic holes.
Oh, wow. So the pixel would literally fall into the hole.
Exactly. It essentially falls right through the screen, which degrades the image sharpness or creates these really weird visual artifacts. A strict 1080p rating ensures the pixels are physically large enough that the gaps don't interfere with the pixel grid. It's a deliberate trade-off you make for perfect audio positioning.
Wow. So building a true home theater really isn't just about throwing money at the brightest projector on the market. The screen's engineering completely dictates the final magic.
It really does. Which, makes you wonder about the future of interior design for the rest of us. If mullionless acoustically transparent screens allow multiple displays to seamlessly lock together into massive images,
Yeah.
well, how long until the architectural walls in our homes are entirely replaced by these immersive sound-emitting optical fabrics?
A wall that completely disappears into the story. I guess we really are just trying to live totally inside the movie theater.